welcome back to Sister Talk with LTB. This is season 2, episode 3. Moving right along. Thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to watch our show. Thank you to our loyal viewers. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for clicking the link and just checking us out. Just listening to us have a conversation, because that is what we do. If you are new to the Sister Talk community, hello. How are you? And thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. If you don't know what we do here, we like to go over our what, sisters? What is it? Our mission statements. Okay, I want y'all to be a little happier about that, but that's okay. So here at Sister Talk, we always want to make sure that
I'm trying to make sure I'm not exposed.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that. We want to make sure that
they know what's going on over here.
We engage you in sassy conversation, the PG sassy conversation. We also want to make sure that we empower you to be your authentic self. Please be who you are, because that's important to us. We support you and we want you to be true to you. We want you to love you, boo. We also want to encourage you to the next level, whatever the next level may be for you, whatever goal you have. It's about to be a new year, so I know a bunch of y'all like to be talking about new year, new me. But let's actually stick to that this year. You know what I'm saying? So please,
right.
Encourage you to the next level, whatever that is. We're gonna encourage you flat out. So I also want to make sure that I take time out of the intro to introduce my sisters, because they are here and they are part of the show. So I am going to start with Nisha. Say hello.
Hello.
She's the doula plug, just in case you know. And by the looks of it, she might have another job that I don't know about. But we are also going to
in the world
to Tiara and Eden.
Hi. Hello.
Oh my goodness, she's so innocent, guys. So innocent on the gang. So anyway, now that we have introduced ourselves, I don't think I introduced me. Hello, guys. I am Brittany. I am part of Sister Talk as well, just in case you didn't know. But if you are not new, you know that after we do our mission statement, we got to go into those good old church announcements, you know? I think we're going to incorporate our praise break. Yes, baby. Yes. Praise break. You want me to bring it back? Okay, we good? Okay. Yeah, I guess we're going to incorporate our praise breaks now into the church announcements. So I really only have one church announcement today. And, I noticed the last couple of episodes, we have been hounding you all about ordering Love You Boo t-shirts, but we haven't even showed the shirts to you. So how are we going to tell you to order them if you ain't even seen them? So today, we're going to show you. Hold on, y'all. My knees is bad. Today we are going to show the Love You Boo t-shirts. And these shirts were inspired by Nisha, but actually it was Tiara's idea to put them on a shirt. I had to go back and look.
It was.
So we are all partners here. Hey, see how that all came together? That's how you know we sisters for real, okay? But listen, y'all. Yes, on the game. So this is what the shirts look like, guys. I mean, of course, this is not the only 3 that we have. We have a bunch of different designs. But yeah, if you want to order, hit us up. Because like I said, one of these days I said a sale was coming. So you might want to hit us up for your shirts, Sister Talk merch. You want to buy a doula? Want to buy some
You
shea
want to buy a
butter?
doula?
You want to buy a doula? I
You
didn't
wanna
know
buy
I was for sale.
Buy
We got that.
the whole doula. Here you go.
We got the
Package her up
whole
and ship her home.
doula. I'm just saying, y'all. You come to SisterTalk, you feel a lot
Although
more.
the doula has some nice package deals if you're having a baby.
Okay.
Period.
Sierra got some shea butter and some other stuff that we about to buy because we need it. Because it's
Some
ashy
stuff
season.
they inventing, but to God be the glory.
Okay, but that's okay.
We
You
invented
invented, y'all invented the Love You Boo shirt, so we can invent some stuff. And Armani Nicole's as well. So yes, holidays are coming up. Place your orders now. Okay. You guys have anything you want to add to the church announcements? Well, that was the only one that I had today.
No, I think that was good.
We good.
All right, okay. Well then, without further ado, you already know what's next. We about to go ahead and roll into the topic for today. I think this topic is spicy.
You think it's spicy? You think it's spicy?
Hot.
Oh Lord.
Certain words
Okay,
trigger me.
guys. Yes. As my sister, as my sisters did state, this is kind of a hot topic, as Eden put her foot up in the air. Why? I have no idea. She wants y'all to see her pretty toes, I guess. But anyway, we ain't gonna
That's part of the list. That could be part of the list.
That's definitely part of the list. That's what I'm just about to say. We ain't gonna get there yet. But
go with the topic, trust me.
let me tell you about this topic. This is a very, very hot topic. So today we're gonna be talking about relationships, like real relationships, like girl, before you met your husband, before you figured out that you was asking for a little too much. Okay, before you realized that what you maybe brought to the table didn't match the requirements that you had for a man, or fellas, y'all ain't exempt. Let's be clear here. Y'all be wanting that model body, y'all be wanting it to be tooted and booted, all of this and that. And
What hourglass.
Got to be in the camera, making me erase completely.
Me.
But all of that, we talking about what was on your list. What was some of the things that
What is on your list?
What is on your list? What was on your list? What's some of the things that for a fact to be absolutely ridiculous, but you still want it in your mate? Or, you realize later on as you did grow up and mature that it wasn't something that was required. Let's not forget some of the things that you had on your list that you found out really wasn't even, like I said, that serious. We're going to be talking about...
or some of the things that was like a deal breaker, like this is right, like no deal.
Exactly. And we're gonna be talking about our specific list, what we have on our list or had on our list, as well as... You don't want me to talk about my list?
Don't look at her like
that. And we also gonna be talking about I got a list for kids too, y'all. So I mean, she did not check all the boxes on my list. No, just play.
A list for kids.
My baby is perfect. But no, more seriously though, we're gonna be talking about all of those things. You see Brittany over there, she's still writing her list, baby. She's still writing her list. I said her list ready, girl. She's still I forgot this. I forgot it.
Right.
Okay. Let me add this on there. Yeah. So let's dig into it. Let's just jump right into this topic and dig right in because I know it's gonna be something that Brittany got on her list that I'm about to be like, what?
Back it up, rewind. What did you say?
Who are
Brittany, I think that you were first. Let's hear about your list, folks.
Before I go into my list, I just want to let my viewers know, our viewers know, that yes, they always gang up on me, just in case you were wondering. This is not just for the show. So
hey, we know our sister. We know our sister. We know she a little extra. You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. We love her just like how she is. Just like we telling you all to be your authentic self.
Yes.
She is authentically herself. And sometimes she just extra. So we ready.
Take my glasses.
Oh, she said let her take her glasses off. Baby.
Let her take her glasses.
She
be limping in the way. Okay.
Actually, I need to put them back on because I cannot. Okay. I can't see anything. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about my list. Now, this list consists of things that I used to be like, if I don't have this, no deal. Period. Okay. So this is a list that was more so a back then list, and then I'm going to talk about what my list is now. Okay. So the first thing on my list is not too bad. It's a tall man, and y'all know me. I like them tall to where they're trees. Okay.
Hey.
So yeah, a tall man, and you know, and it's funny because a lot of these things that are on my list, I actually fell in love with somebody who was the complete opposite. So we'll talk about that. Yeah, so tall, light skinned. So this was my shallow part of the list. I would not date anyone who was not light skinned. And it was so stupid because I used to say things like, well, I don't want to date anybody that's dark skinned because we're going to look like brother and sister. And I don't want to look like my man. So I always wanted to date people light skinned. Like I had an old friend who used to like really judge me about that. Like, why you always want to date light skinned dude? They ain't even in no more. But whatever. So the next thing on my list. You okay? Okay. I'm gonna keep going.
Hold on. Let's just pause. For a second. Just one second. So far, what I've gathered from this is you like to climb trees. You like to climb trees. Okay. And secondly, you want to light bright, you know.
Girl, this ain't nothing wrong with the light brights. Ain't nothing wrong with the light brights.
This is my before list.
Ain't nothing wrong with all that melanin because, baby, I'm chocolate. I'm it.
Listen, we let her go first. Let her get her first list out because I
want to make sure that I am taking this information correctly.
I just want you to keep in mind this is my before list. Okay.
Brittany list is awesome.
Now, the third thing on my list. This is still on my list, but I needed to be scaled back a little bit because of my history. It is someone who loves his mama. I feel like if a man loves his mother, you know, that is a reflection of how he will be to you. Now, with that being said, there's some boundaries on love his mama that are now on my list. So before it was just flat out love his mama, but now it's love your mom, but have boundaries. There we go. The next thing on my list, which is still on my list, is someone who loves Jesus. And I think I said in one of our old episodes, like that's something that is non-negotiable for me. Like you got to love the Lord, okay? You gotta love the Lord. So let's get back into my shallowness here.
It's not shallow, okay?
It is kind of shallow. Someone who has nice arms. So Y'all see they judging me. You don't like arms?
Like,
yes, like
yeah,
okay, so look, I don't like
arms. But you know, I never thought about it.
Me either.
See, when you actually sit and think about it, then you be like, maybe I do like that. I like arms, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Now, I'm not talking about them real crazy muscular arms, because y'all know I like chubby men, okay? But I like somebody who has strong arms because, you know, wrap me up in them, make me feel a little safe. I like that. I'm gonna contradict myself towards the end of my list, so y'all know. Something that I was really into in high school, which is very weird to me now, that I wasn't even going to tell y'all, but I was attracted to guys who had nice eyebrows. Not so much I go get my eyebrows arched, but I don't like caterpillars. That bugs me. And I don't want to talk to you and have caterpillars on your face. So yeah.
Lord Jesus, help us.
Can I keep going?
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
The next thing on my list is also one of those things that is still on my list is you got to have a job. You know, I don't expect you to be a neurosurgeon, but you have to bring something to the table financially. Okay. You know, and it has to be a legal job. I am not.
I was about to ask you that. Do it got to be legal? You know?
Yes, it has to be legal. It has to be legal. I have watched enough First 48 to know that I should be the target. I don't want to do that. Okay. You have to have transportation. Like, you know, I understand that sometimes things happen. You might have to get a bus pass. If you have a bus pass, if you're not actively looking to seek your own transportation, we have a problem, because I will not be picking you up in the middle of the night. We're not doing that. Okay. So,
but wait a minute. Before you had the baby,
I'm still not picking you up in the middle of the night.
Okay.
It's dangerous. I'm not doing that. Okay, so the next thing on my list, this is where I said Eden's toes came in. This is still on my list. However, I have not been too successful with this. I have and I haven't, but someone who likes to suck toes, that is my thing. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't ready for that.
I'm not gonna suck toes. But Tiara, stop it.
My phone, it keeps saying that it's dying. I'm sorry, y'all.
Is it dying?
My phone dying. So it keeps flashing out. It's plugged up now, so it shouldn't be dying.
It died.
No, it didn't die. I'm trying to check where I'm at. It's plugged up. It's charging. I mean, since we had already paused, I just wanted to make sure it was charging. My bad.
Okay. All right, so I just got a few more things on my list.
I'm listening.
So this is where I contradict myself, because I don't like to cuddle. It's not something that I enjoy, because I sweat a lot, and I don't want your hot body heat on my hot body heat.
And men be hot.
Yes, they do. I don't like to cuddle.
Be hot.
Like, I don't mind like putting like if we're like sitting on the couch, I'll put my leg on you a little bit, but I do not like to cuddle. And you know, it's funny because you guys, when we were talking about love languages, and you guys said that you thought that my love language would be touch. Absolutely not. Please don't touch me. You're hot. I'm hot. I don't want to sweat because it's not cute. So don't touch me. Please don't do it. Okay. This is something that was on my old list. It's not on my new list anymore, but it's somebody who texts back quick. If you don't text back quick now, you're probably working, and I'm okay with that. Make that money. Okay.
Make that money.
This one, I told y'all, man, I fell in love with somebody who is complete opposite. Somebody who does not smack when they chew. Okay. So one of my biggest pet peeves is hearing someone's food while it is in their mouth. It really drives me crazy. I do not like to hear people chew.
Will you break up with somebody over that?
I used to think that I would, but I was in a 6-year relationship with someone who smacks like a whole camel, cow, horse, all of that. So all of that.
Don't do my boy like that. Don't do my boy.
So I would say that is on my old list. And then the very last thing, which is still on my list, is someone who's a family man. So that we can build it. You know? So my new list is a lot less.
What are some of the things that you took from your old list to your new list?
Definitely family man. Still sucking toes. That's gotta be on my list. Can we please have that on the list? A job.
Look at Edith's face. Look at Edith's face.
She like, I'm never putting my toes in the camera again.
She looking at the TV over the top of it.
Of course, still a job, a car, some type of goal. Like that was one thing that I feel like should have been on my list back in the day, and it wasn't. But somebody who is ambitious and goal oriented is definitely on my list now. Light skin is no longer on my list. Like I said, complete opposite of what was on my list as far as the physical aspect. So, if my future husband's light skin, I'm not going to be like, oh my goodness, no, you look like a raw chicken wing. However, he doesn't have to.
You look like a raw what?
A raw
chicken wing, chicken wing. I saw that baloney.
Why do Aria be singing that? Where did she get that from?
I don't know.
Where did it come from?
Something that the girls be singing.
It's probably something that they be watching. Someone who loves his mama is still on my list, but like I said, it's gotta be some boundaries, because I done been through something. There has to be a lot of boundaries when it comes to that. I ain't gonna get in. Y'all already know. We ain't gotta get on.
Okay, so out of everything that's on your list, like, what do you feel like is the absolute deal breaker? Like, nope, like that. No, absolutely.
Definitely, my biggest deal breaker is someone who loves Jesus. I'm sorry. If you come to me and say I am an atheist, I do not believe in the Lord.
I'm not.
What if? Okay, so let me ask you this. What if he's not an atheist?
It's cracking up.
But what if he's not an atheist, but he's also not like super into like church or God stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe it's God. I believe it's a God, but and I believe he's Jesus, but I'm not about
to. Do you believe that Jesus died on the cross for your sins?
Okay, that is on the application. Sure. That's on the application.
The Bible says, there's a scripture in the Bible that says a saved wife. Okay.
They wrote that about me though.
Bring it. The saved wife.
A saved wife to save her family, to save her husband.
Saved wife, not saved girlfriend.
So that is true. That is true. But if she can't get past the girlfriend stage,
why am I getting past?
I said if he ain't making it past the boyfriend stage, I should say.
Listen, this is what I'm gonna say, and this is what I have learned in the last few months: is who is for me is for me. Period. Now I can bend on a lot of things on the list, but when I think about someone who knows God and loves God, that's how I want to raise children. I don't want to come to a situation where it's like, oh, but I be worshiping this statue over here, so let's teach them both. No, we're not doing this.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. Not. I mean, the Bible also says, how can two walk together except they agree? So I definitely understand that. But
always gotta take it to the Bible and everything like that, but it didn't say nothing about a girlfriend.
And I'm not saying that he has to be a Bible thumper everywhere we go. He got
a Bible beater.
Okay, you're looping, but that's not what I'm saying. But I want him to know there is a God. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be, you ain't got to be on the deacon board, the one bringing the water to the pastor. You know what I'm saying? Because
he ain't got to be the armor bearer.
I understand that a lot of people in our age group don't mess with the church.
Why?
We listening to you.
Listen, he got to know God. Point blank in the period, he got to know Jesus. I'm not bending.
Big purr. Okay,
and
so
don't cuddle, because that'd be hot.
Get your sweaty butt off of me.
Yeah, you can't be lay on me.
So okay. That's a nice lengthy list though. That's a nice lengthy list. And I'm pretty sure there's some people out there that have like long lists like that. Me, on the other hand, I don't think I've ever had a really long list. I don't feel like I've ever really had a really long list. However, I did have some stuff on there that was probably just fried, you know. The number one thing that reflects both past and present for me while eating dives out of my arms is
she's tired of this. She's tired of SisterTalk.
Right, like y'all didn't do this yesterday when y'all was on the phone.
Right.
But
like, let me go here. I need a break.
Okay, you ain't gotta get down. You can stay up here, but you need to chill.
Hey boo. We love you too. Love you, boo.
I'm tired. But one of the main things for me was loyalty. I experienced a lot of people in the past who were cheaters, liars, friends that were close to me that were liars. And a lot of times I ride hard for the people I love, you know what I'm saying? I go to bed, I will fight for you. You know what I mean? I will really like, I used to really like be ready for whatever, like anything.
Used to be.
Still now, but you know what I'm saying? Not to the same extreme though. Not to the same extreme, but you know what I'm saying? I got a kid now, so I got somebody else's life that depends on my life. But you know, we used to be like all of that. Okay. So loyalty is the number one thing for me. Number one, that's an absolute deal breaker for me. As soon as you show any consistent lying or anything like that, I'm like, anything like that is not gonna be cool. You know, I'm not all right with it.
Sorry, T.
Mid-conversation, we needed an intermission. So anything like that is definitely gonna be, whoop, you right out of here. Can't have you around me, can't have you around my family, because I value my family. And if you see something around my family and you going and doing all this other kind of crazy stuff and not being loyal and all that, no, absolutely not. I think that another one would be a protective male. I think that like goes right along with loyalty, but you know, being a protector is like super, super big for me as well. Even though I feel like I can protect myself, I still want
somebody to be like, no, like, nah, you ain't about to be doing that, or a dude at the door, cause either smacking stuff on the floor, they want to come upstairs and say something. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm answering the door. I'm at the door. You know what I mean?
I can't wait to get to my list.
Wait for you to get
so, that's definitely it. I think that back in the day, like, what really was like shallow for me was, I did want tall. I wanted to be tall. I wanted chocolate man. I really like chocolate man. Like dork with extra white teeth. I used to always be like that. I always used to say that. If he dark,
it's a white teeth. Wait, stop.
With white teeth, like
yes.
White.
Wait a minute, baby. Did you say with extra white teeth? Like you were
extra white?
Like they can't be normal.
No, like real white, like white, like the purest white. They can't be eggshell. They gotta be white.
I want to know what brought that on. Like, what made you want these?
I really don't know. I really don't know. You know what? Wow. But people that's darker and they teeth got any type of like tint, a yellow, it look yellower than probably what it really is. So I think like. I think like, you know, we're saying like extra white teeth, you know, I'm just saying white teeth, you know what I'm saying? Haircut with the waves. Or on the side. Interesting.
Right.
Haircut with the waves. I already know. When I met him, he had a haircut with waves, but he light skinned to me. So completely opposite. But still, that was my thing. Like, and also before you couldn't get my number if my phone looked better than yours. That was my really shallow thing. If my phone looked better than yours, you can't get my number. I
knew she would.
Nope. Nope. If we was out of the club and you had to grab your man's phone to take my number, nope. Wow. Absolutely not. No, sir. No, sir. If your dude had to come up and talk to me and say, hey, my dude over here, he want to holler at you. Nope. I'm not talking to you. I'm gonna talk to your friend. Savage. No, because you not about to like if you can't come to me and talk to me, like what?
She gonna do exactly get on the screen, disappear.
Right, disappear. I try to do it again. But that used to be my number one thing. Like if the number one for real, which was the most shallow ever, was the phone thing. And then I was checking you out from your shoes up too, because I used to really be into shoes. So if your shoes was busted, baby, no sir, you might as well keep walking in them steppers. Them lemon pepper steppers. Let them keep going. Lemon pepper steppers. Let them keep going. Okay. It's no sir. No sir. You not. No. Because I used to when I first like graduated and stuff, and then my brothers used to spoil me and stuff. So I used to have all the new stuff, all the fresh stuff. You're not about to And then the last thing that I feel like is super shallow now is if you ever got beat up and I knew about it. No. Like if you got beat up in the hood,
and I knew about
it. You ain't.
My list is bad.
Hey, I grew up in the hood, baby. Okay, listen, if you done got beat up once or twice,
that means you can't
do nothing for me. Exactly. And baby, I hold my own. So let me tell you. Okay. No sir, no way. You is not about to be with me.
We have a really suburban list here, huh?
Like, nah, nope. Because then, like I said, I grew up in the hood, and then I had a lot of guy friends. Okay, dudes crack jokes all day long. Guess what? Guess what's gonna be the topic of the conversation? Lulu with old dude got beat up. Hey, you be beating him up at home, or da 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 da. Like, you don't have to smack him up a couple times, and it's like, okay, like, no.
Lulu was beating him up. I'm just like,
I'm just saying though, like, And then when I did get with that one dude from the Heights, Deb was my best friend at the time, so he used to always be like, like, yeah, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when that happens? What you gonna do when this happens? Like, so, yeah.
That was a very interesting situation, by the way.
That was an interesting situation. But now I feel like, well, just to wrap it up on my end, now I feel like, you know, the person that I'm currently with, he do check off some of the things on the old list, as well as the new list.
What are some of the things on the new list, though?
Oh, I didn't say the things on the new list. On the new list, I feel like I need somebody that really support me, not just financially, but emotionally and spiritually. And like emotionally, because for real, I deal with a lot of, we as women deal with a lot of like emotional things, but I deal with a lot of emotional things because of spirituality, you know what I mean? In direct relation to that, and not wanting to be so gangster all the time, per se, quote unquote, or, you know, trying to keep my flesh more so out of in subjection. So therefore it makes me emotional because I see myself and how I want to be different. So sometimes I'm dealing with that, and, you know, I don't really say that out loud, and I need him to be like, are you dealing with something? I'm here if you want to talk about it. Boo, boo, boo. So supportive, ambitious. I still want Deb to get a haircut, so I don't know about that.
Beat it.
Why you want to get a haircut?
Because I just love him with that, with the show hair, with the waves and the part.
But his hair is nice.
It is.
His hair is nice.
It is really nice. It is beautiful, and, you know, we cut him off, and when he grow back, I crochet it back on his head.
Crochet it back.
No.
Get back on. Awful.
Currently, let me see what else. It's really like the support, the loyalty, to feel love. Like, I feel like sometimes people, like we always be talking about, we don't be really loving people in their love language. And
Crying. She ain't even crying.
She ain't crying. This is fake, girl. Somebody taught her how to fake. Somebody taught her how to fake.
Now she trying to hit you.
Right, like, shut up, TT Nisha.
So, yeah, loyalty. That's just the number one for me. That's a deal breaker. I don't feel like you got to be super involved in church like I am. However, I do need you to be able to sit with me on a spiritual level. Understanding that what my role is at church, I do understand that home is your first ministry. However, what I am already committed to, supporting me in that, and not making me feel as though like it's not important to you. Like, that's the key for me. Like, the stuff that's important to me, it may not be as important to you. However, support me in it.
That's good.
If that makes sense.
Yep. You
I like
Okay,
it.
Nisha. We ready. We ready. Hold on, let me break my...
Well, I am the only one that is married here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't rub
I've
it.
been with my husband for 14 years. And I've been married
Period.
for 10. But I must say, some of the boxes he did not check. So the list sometimes, ladies, got to be thrown out the window. So on my looking for a husband list, it was you had to be skinny, you had to be light skinned, you had to have a job, you definitely had to have a car sometimes.
Oh, I forgot job. Yeah, job too for me too, y'all.
That's kind of given for us.
You had to be a family man. You had to have big feet. If you wore a size 9 shoe, that was shallow. But if you were an 8 or a 9, baby, you ain't talking to me.
Y'all judge me for the toes.
I'm just saying, and you had to lay it down. But how was I gonna know that? How was I gonna know all of that, right? So
Judging by them feet.
I came up with a new list when I was like 25-ish, and I stuck it in my Bible. And the list consisted of you had to be a family man, you had to love your mother, you had
to be. We got a lot
to be taller than me, baby, because sometimes I wanted to put on heels. As my list was, you had to be light skinned. I was tired of them light skinned men because they wanted to be cuter than me. So I was like, you needed to be darker than the dark. Chocolate is better, baby. You had to, that's right. I did not want a man with hair. I didn't feel like having to sit there and braid your hair and worry about braiding my hair. Like, no, we wasn't about to worry about our hair. So you had to have a haircut or you had to be bald. Now, this was a deal breaker for me, but it's really crazy because my husband was totally opposite. You could not smoke cigarettes. That was trash. I was like, I got asthma. Dude, if you smoking cigarettes, you trying to kill me. And I ain't going for it. However, when I met my husband, he was smoking cigarettes. And I was like, Negro, you got asthma. I got asthma. Why? Why is this happening? Thank the Lord that he quit smoking. When I looked at my list, noticed that my list that I made when I was like 25-ish up in there, I didn't say that you had to have a job because I felt that I was working as an STNA. You wasn't making all of that money. So I was like, ugh. And at that age, I had control issues and I knew that I did. What I didn't know that I did until years later. So I didn't want you to make more money than me because then that meant that you had control over me. So employment was not a big thing to me. I was like, baby, I make my own money. I got this, you know. I'm a mother of 3. I'm cool. But you had to know that Jesus Christ died on the cross for your sins. If you did not know that, baby, hit the door. Cause I ain't talking to you.
Jack, and don't you come.
I ain't talking to you. And I'm not talking about the man that comes to the table and be like, I hate when people say, well, I was baptized when I was younger.
What that mean? You ain't know what it means.
That mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. What is your relationship with the Lord right now? Like, I needed that. I needed that because at that age, at that time, I was a baby in Christ, and I needed someone that was going to keep growing with me and going to teach me. And that's what my husband did. We used to have Bible lessons in my basement. He would come over and we would sit down and we would read the word. It was so corny because we was reading the word and drinking wine. Like, I mean, that's what it was.
I mean, well, you know. And I needed to learn from him. And that wasn't something that was on my list, but it was definitely something later on that I started looking like, if I can't learn from him, if he can't teach me anything, then what is the point? You know. The other thing was as I wanted a family man, but as crazy as it sounds, I didn't want a man with kids. I wanted my kids to be the primary kids. And that ain't, as life went on, it was like, girl, throw it out the door. You got 3 little boys. Like, you can't come to the table like that. And so I was really grateful when I met my husband, and he had his own children. So I was cool, you know what I'm saying? And it was I think about the men previously before my husband and that I had around my kids, and they were okay, but the lessons and the things that my husband taught my children dating, my husband asked my oldest son, because my dad wasn't like right there, or that he wasn't right there all the time, you know what I'm saying? So my husband went to the next best person, and that was my son, to ask me on a date. Dude,
that's so sweet.
You asked him for permission just to take me on a date? Like, that is just, and so
that's
my
so sweet
son,
though.
But my son, to this day, he remembers that, you know. He remembered, like, Eric asked me, could he take my mama on a date? Like, did so-and-so do that to you? Like, if he ain't asking you, then you got something wrong. So I love the fact that sometimes the list that we make, it is so high. And the other thing is, we make this list, and I say to women, what are you bringing to the table? If you're not bringing all of those things to the table, the other thing that was a deal breaker for me is a liar. I cannot deal with a liar. Liar and a cheater. Do not, because I've dealt with, at that time, I had dealt with all of the cheating that was possible. Like, I can't deal with that. So if you cheated on me, it was out.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Over it. I mean, and all women should be like that. Like, if you cheated on me, it's over. I'm done. And, you know, this, that, and other. But when I met my husband, that was one of the things of what he said was, you cheat on me, it's over. I ain't got time. We ain't trying to figure it out. I don't care what the Bible say. Like, we ain't trying to do none of that. Like, we ain't trying to, you know, work it out or nothing like that. Like, and I feel them. I understand that. So, you know, the lying and the cheating is just, I just don't have no time for it. And the guy had to accept my children, but also I had baggage. My previous relationship did not want to accept my baggage, and my baggage was my son's grandmother that played a part of my life. And if you didn't accept her, that was like not accepting my mother. Like, dude, what? Beat it.
Beat it.
Yeah, I ain't talking to you. And so my husband, he understood that. He had his moments where he didn't understand the relationship between me and her. And he definitely sometimes felt threatened, like, if you talking to her, then you know her son is right there. And she was like, baby, no. My son too trashy for her. I don't want her to be with my son. He ain't good enough. And so,
Yes,
my previous relationship had to end because he didn't want to accept her. And so those were the things that was just laid out. And if you know my husband, he's tall, he's chocolate, he got that bald head. He is a family man, and he loved his mama. And Brittany talked about the way that a man treats you. If he treat his mother on a certain level, then he's going to treat you on a certain level. And I'm just going to say, I don't know about that. I just don't know about that, because for my husband, baby, the way to get to him was definitely not like, they say also you got to be able to cook and all of that kind of stuff. But my husband knew how to cook. And so he wasn't on that. You know what I'm saying? And
he like, what else you got?
Right. Exactly. You got a broom and a mop in your hand? I'm good with that. Like that's what I want. I think he just made an exception with me because I ain't had no broom and mop in my hand. Like, I ain't cleaning up nothing. Yeah, I ain't cleaning up nothing. I'm not domestic at all. But I think that we just kind of like balanced each other out. I think that you have to know, it's definitely a conversation that you have to have with God and really, really know. Allow God to speak to you and what it is that you need, because what your flesh say that you need is not what you need. I needed someone that was going to keep me, checked out, because I can pop off at some time.
Got a little Tierra in her. That's what it is.
I could pop off. I had been a single mom for
I don't got nothing to do with that.
I had been a single mom for 16 years, so it wasn't like you could tell me anything. Dude, beat it with all of that. But I needed someone that can come to me and say, like, hey, in a loving way, like, hey, you need to look at this a certain other way. And sometimes it wasn't always that nicely, Sometimes we had to get in on the gang, right. But it was like I learned from this man. I knew that he was a family man. I knew that how he loved his mother. He was tall and chocolate and yes, all of those things. But the most thing that I had for him was he had respect for me and where I was at. He knew that I wasn't all the way together. He knew that he wasn't all the way together. And we were able to come together. Right. And so sometimes we make that long list, and I just skipped the list. I think that my list was really, really long before Christ. Like it was long as ever. I don't think nobody would have met that list.
I think that especially like since you said like before you met Christ, I think that we learned a little bit more grace afterwards, because we really realized, like, first of all, God died for your sins before you were even knew anything about him, and you was out here doing all the fraud stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then you were still doing fraud stuff, but he still had mercy and grace on you, and he still loves you. So maybe you should extend that same grace and love to someone else.
But the main thing for me was when I made the list and it was super long, I was like, when I had to revise the list, it was like, well, what is you bringing to the table? And I wasn't checking off all those boxes. I was still out here kicking it. And,
Mm-hmm.
All of the X, Y, and Z. Like, I wasn't
And
on
that's
that
how I
list.
feel too. Like when I first made my list, you know, when I first really was like, oh, if he ain't this or if he ain't that, I was operating as a single woman. I was really not even, honestly, I said I wanted to be married. I said that I wanted to have a solid relationship and fulfilling relationship and really be in a growing relationship. But in reality, I was not prepared to be in one.
That is
think-
so
Or
true.
even thinking about it really. I was really on my hot girl summer stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like all year long. Hot year summer. Yeah.
Year
summer.
Oh, every season. Hot girl winter, hot girl summer, hot girl spring.
Dang.
I think the question that we should ask ourselves as not just as women, as men as well, is when we make our list, we need to ask ourselves, am I mature enough to be in this type of relationship that I am seeking right now? You know, because you can mess up a good thing going into it and you ain't ready yet. You know what I mean? Timing is everything, and God's timing is everything. You know, that's something, viewers, you know, we should ask ourselves, you know, one, do I check off these boxes as well, like you guys said? And two, am I really ready for this, or do I just want a big pretty wedding and then go home?
Yes. And that's another thing. We get so wrapped up in the glimpse and glams of how weddings are supposed to be, and that ain't even where the real work is at. You know, you spend all of that money on the wedding, and you need that money to live with. You know, that's one thing. The second thing that I want to say is, what are you doing to make sure that you are a solid wife? You know, what if that means connecting with different groups, with different prayer groups, with different wives groups. You need to connect with some other wives, some other positive wives, some wives that got some years up under their belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to connect with them, because you need to find out what's really happening. So many times, the one thing that my husband and I say is, first of all, we were the first married couple in both our families, you know what I'm saying? And the thing that got to us was we ain't had nobody to give us a script. It wasn't nobody there to say, like, here, this is what you do, this is what you don't do, and you know, this, that, and the other. So we was just like tweaking it and working it ourselves. And so we didn't even take in consideration for that accountability couple. And I think that so many people don't want that accountability couple, because they say, like, oh, I don't want them in my business. But you need that. You need those people to breathe life into you and keep it real. Know that every day, baby, every day that you wake up, you ain't gonna like that man, okay? And it's okay. It's okay. Because every day ain't peaches, roses, and rainbows. But it's about that, what you do in that time frame. And you gotta, this wife told me, you gotta learn how to fight fair. It's okay to stand up. For you. It's okay for you to stand up and believe in what you believe in, but fight fair. Don't hit below the belt. And some of us, when we get into those confrontations, we treat it like, even if it's, you know, in our relationships and we love that person, oh, you said that, oh, I gotta hit you like this. And you can't,
like all of a sudden they're your enemy, but they're not.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can't be that way. You can't be that way at all. Like, that's who, if you truly believe that is who God created for you, y'all won. Y'all believe in the same thing. And it's okay. It's just like how all of us, all three of us, we have our days where we might not be, you know, vibing, you know. But we ain't
Yeah,
gonna
but
hit
the
each
end
other.
goal is
But
the same.
yeah, we ain't gonna hit
Because you
each
guys were
other below the
chosen for
belt.
me.
Huh?
You guys were chosen just for me.
Oh Lord, have mercy. She just
But Nisha, to piggyback off of what you said though, something that I actually had to learn myself, you know, in dating is you have to, you know, when you are having a disagreement or powwow with your significant other, you have to listen to understand, not to respond.
yes,
Because
absolutely.
baby, that is why I said you have to be, you know, you got to be mature enough to
Yep.
really be in this situation that you say you want to be in, which is
Mhm.
why I am on the journey that I am on now. Because baby, I'll be like, go ahead, say what you gotta say, so I can say what I gotta say back. But if you
I challenge you. I challenge you that
now, like I was saying though, that is why me myself, I am on the journey that I am on. Because now that I understand that, you know, and I acknowledge, okay, you be the problem. You might want to work on you. I think that we gotta sometimes just sit down with ourselves and be like, what is it that I'm doing? You know what I mean? Like it ain't always the other person. They might have did something, but you're in this situation as well. What is it that you have done? Work on you, and then y'all can work on it together. Stop trying to fight. And like you said, hit below the belt. That's not what a successful relationship looks like. Period.
what does your journey of looking working on yourself look like?
Oh, that is not none of y'all is.
Well, I agree with both of y'all. I agree with both of y'all in regards to not hitting below the belt and all of that. But I do want to bring up, I was watching this TikTok because, you know, we be scrolling on TikToks.
We do that.
All the time.
And it was this black marriage counselor that had came on, and she had mentioned something that kind of was like, oh girl, who told you to come in my closet like that? And what she said was how sometimes, like how we talking about the list and how what you bring to the table and all of that. She was talking about how sometimes we have a princess syndrome. Baby, if it ain't this way, if it ain't my way, if it ain't what I said, if it ain't how I put it on my list, then it ain't gonna go. It ain't happening. It ain't doing that. And you better have me sitting up like this, and I ain't finna be doing an X, Y, and Z. You better just be ready because this what it is. And,
That's right. Mm-hmm.
and I was like, you know, I have been guilty of this. Like, I have been guilty of this. Not just saying, like, what do you bring to the table? But Eden is having a fit today. She don't want us to talk about this.
You is faking. Faking. Stop faking, okay?
Be your authentic self, Eden. Gosh.
Gosh, right.
I am.
So I really feel like this is something that does happen a lot, not just for Black women, but just for, you know, for women in general, and not really sometimes not bringing everything like you said that we are requesting to the table. And it is some things, and I don't want the women to be confused. Like, we do bring something different than a man brings, okay? But I'm saying that is compatible or not necessarily equal to, but to help you balance out the relationship, like you were saying, Nisha. You doing your part, I'm doing my part. And that helps us be successful in a relationship.
So I just want to know what do you think makes some bloop, 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 bloop,
Wow.
bloop, bloop.
Like, are you
Well,
gonna
that's
be
a
the
long
bloop every
bloop.
week? Like, I want to be the bloop. At some
Not you
point,
want to be the bloop though. I thought we was
Bloop.
trying not to be the
be the
bloop.
bloop every week.
Where is
It's
it
just
at?
still
Like
stupid.
it's still there. Like,
Be like,
And now Eden want to be quiet
Right.
when I ain't talking.
what is happening?
well, why is she blooping? Let me ask.
All right, here I am. I'm right here. Beat
Oh,
it.
be there.
So, what do you think? Why do you think that some women feel like princess mode? Like, why do they feel like they need to be the princess? Where does that come from?
They daddy. 'Cause I
Daddy
never had a
being
princess.
present. Wait a minute, daddy being present or daddy always being present and catering to them? Like maybe the
I
daddy.
think, yes, daddy spoiling the heck out of them. And I think that a lot of times, and this is just, I'm only speaking on what I've seen in other people's, situation, because I don't know nothing about that. But I think that sometimes when men have daughters and they spoil them rotten and say things like, you can have whatever you want in the world, and if when you grow up and your husband doesn't do this, that, the other, then he's not the one for you. I know somebody like this personally and has had multiple unsuccessful relationships because she feels like, oh, my spouse is supposed to do everything for me. I'm not supposed to do anything. He's supposed to wait on me hand and foot. And that is not how it works. That is my opinion. I don't know about nobody else. I just know.
Hey, I definitely got something to say about this one.
I'm sure you do. So
I don't necessarily agree with that portion because I feel like it could come from multiple different things. Okay, the spoiling definitely could play a part because I was spoiled. I was a spoiled child. I was spoiled by every male that ever was in my life. Even the trash relationships, I was like materialistically spoiled in, I should say. All of my brothers spoiled me, even when I got into the relationship that I'm currently in the best friend stage, I was spoiled. In the relationship stage, he did feel like he had to like keep up with my expectations in regards to being spoiled because I was. Okay.
he really spoiled. Yeah, you a baby. He spoiled the heck out of you. I said he really spoiled you. Yeah, you a whole baby. Oh.
Anyway, you consider that to be a portion of it. But I think that it comes from period, like the world, like just how everything is set up. Now, yes, men do value certain things and all this like kind of stuff. But the saying happy wife, happy life, like that was more so of a saying before happy spouse, happy house. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's cheaper to keep her. All these different sayings. If your wife happy, then she gonna make you happy. So it gives that connotation that you gotta spoil and make sure that she happy in order for you to receive any type of happiness. And it's really just giving the sense of the only thing that makes me happy is sexual pleasure, honestly. Because realistically, that's what they're saying when they say that you're gonna be spoiled back. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what they're saying. But in all those like type of things, also, I feel like, it's more so women that's told know your worth than it is men that's told know your worth. You know what I'm saying? Men need to know their worth too, because there's some good men out here
That's true.
It's some good men out here who also needs to be told to know their worth.
Right, to know their worth, because they're being undervalued. They're being
taken
they
advantage
just not they in a super trash relationship too,
Exactly.
And they feelings is not being heard or catered to in that relationship. They're not being emotionally supported, physically or financially. They sometimes have dreams that they want their spouse to pay all the bills for a year or two, so they could pursue, or help, so that they could pursue their dreams, but instead they're expected to only be the provider, the only provider, and saying that the only work that they bring is to provide for a family. So I feel like it should be both ways, but at the same time, I don't think that it's only being spoiled that contributes to that mentality.
Do y'all know the cost of living? I just want to say that. Like, okay, it was probably cool back then to have mama at home, but do y'all know how much I pay to stay here? I wish I had a 2-person income. Stop playing with me. We can do this together, baby. Look, I ain't got to be spoiled. Half the rent, thanks, boo. You want some dinner?
Okay.
Whatever, but goodness gracious, come on.
I feel like it just what you perceive to be spoiled. Like, I mean, some people, if you can love me properly in my love language every day, you spoiling me. You get what I'm saying?
You gotta know, but you gotta know what your love language is. Half the people don't even know what their love language is, so they wouldn't even know, how.
A lot of people are just all over the place for real. They don't really know.
Right.
But
I don't know what it is.
Let me take a nap, an uninterrupted nap. That's spoiling me. Okay. You gonna watch this kid, you gonna take her to the park too? Baby, that's spoiling me, and we all win in this situation. Let me take a nap. Yes, a nap, baby. I love my nap.
All she wants is a nap, y'all.
And for you to take the trash out.
Oh, yeah.
I don't ask for a lot. I really don't. I just gotta stop being, I be mean sometimes because I be like, that was stupid. I don't like it. And I'm gonna tell you that it was stupid and I don't like it. But that's okay because I'm working on me. But just take the trash out and let me get a nap. Spoil me. Thank you.
Well, sisters.
Take the trash out and let me get a nap.
Take the uninterrupted out. Uninterrupted. Please make sure that you say that. Are we wrapping it up, sisters? Do y'all have anything else to say?
I want to hear some of the viewers' list.
Yes, bring it.
If you guys would share with us, even your before and after list, like it don't even really matter. Like we just want to know, like what's on your list? What can you live without that's on your list? And what is 100% nope, can't live without it, gotta have it? Tell us.
Gotta know Jesus. Gotta know the Lord.
Amen.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I think this was a good conversation, y'all. It was so beautiful.
Absolutely, guys. But this conversation is going to continue. Check us out on part 2 of this conversation where we bring on Brandon from the Breeze podcast. And he is going to bring it, you guys. He's going to bring it from the male's point of view of the list and what is the deal breakers. And half of the time, we get all pampered up thinking that this is what a man wants. And he don't even want that. So he going to let us know what it is that man is really, really looking for. Guys, I really, really hope that we have engaged you in some sassy conversation, empowered you to be your authentic self, and encourage you to the next level, whatever that may be. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Send us what the list is. And if you want to contact us by email, go to SisterTalk with LTB at gmail.com. If you don't want to post what your list is, you can also email it to us. We'll keep it anonymous. Sisters, do you have any other stamps to put on this?
On the game. That's it.
On the game.
You gotta say on the game before we leave.
Okay. And guess what? I love you, boo. Bye.
Order them t-shirts, y'all. Oh, love you.
I don't know. You know what?
Lemon pepper steppers on the gang. Go ahead, Nicole.
First of all, Eden is highly disrespectful. Girl, yeah, I'm talking about you. I know that face every time. She be like, oh my feelings.
You is faking.
So fake. So fake.
When it got some Doritos, I ate my
Girl, I couldn't wait.
It is what it is.
Hey, just don't have them lemon pepper steppers coming up to me in the club.
Lemon pepper steppers? Who are they?
Can you make us some lemon pepper wings?